You know which button to press?
Yes, I do. Hey guys, this is Level Up, a free online art community for teaching and sharing, and this is session 47. We are here with our special guest, Grzegorz Rutkowski. Hey man.
Hey guys. Hey.
We are really happy to have Grzegorz with us today here, and if you don't know, Grzegorz is a freelance illustrator who has worked for companies like Projekt Red. God, that freaking illustration was just freaking awesome. I love it. I will show it to all of you later. Games Workshops, Ubisoft, Applibot, Bigpoint, Fantasy Flight Games, and many, many more. Let me introduce you to his artwork. You can follow him on DeviantArt and Facebook. We will post link to these and Facebook event. So actually, Grzegorz has a pretty big library of his images on his DeviantArt. You can go way back to 2008, I think. So these are his. Let me zoom in. These are his latest pieces, which are just extraordinary. And I've been following Grzegorz art, I think, since I have started out digital painting. And I have been always impressed with the color quality he gets, the vibrancies, the bold compositions, and I just love his illustrations. So if you feel the same way about it, go to DeviantArt and follow him. Check out Facebook. We will post links to that there. Yeah, so I think we're ready to start our usual session layout, which right now includes our guests introducing his noob art, which are just his first steps in the digital painting, and we'll talk a little bit about that. In the meantime, Jonas will prepare his food. Because he's hungry, and yeah, I think it will be great. So,
actually, I have a machine doing the preparing for me. It's really handy. Just
yeah, right. Yeah. Fucking 21st century.
Yeah.
Yeah, so easy. All right. So, Grzegorz, feel free to share your journey with us. I know you prepared some art to share with us. So, just share your screen, and the show is yours.
Let's have a look.
All right, so
yeah, okay.
Yeah.
You can see my screen?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So I gathered all the stuff in the folder, all stuff. So most of these are from 2005 to 2008.
Okay.
These are not all of these, but most of this was created by traditionally all like oil paints and pastels and crayons and all the stuff. So that was made in 2005. It was made all in oil paints, and yeah.
Awesome. So you have traditional background. You have been doing traditional stuff before. How old were you in 2005 when you were starting out?
Oh shit, I don't know. It was like
just more or less.
I started in oil paints like I was like, I don't know, 14, I think.
Oh yeah, so super early.
Yeah, I just getting into this, and there was like a lot of stuff to know in this medium, like all this drawings with crayons and pastels. It's not the same like with oil paints, and so yeah, I had like 1 or 2 years to just get into this and know all these techniques and stuff like that. So in my life, I did like I don't know, 4 or 5 paintings, oil paintings, like, and all of these were like fantasy paintings. So yeah, so this one was created in pastels, and yeah, it was also 2005, I guess. I don't remember exactly, but
almost 10 years ago. Time flies.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's also oil painting, and yeah, it was such a long time ago.
Yeah. So now you work exclusively in digital, right?
Yeah, yeah. I don't have enough time to get to the oil paints, and
Exactly.
it's really time consuming. And when you do, you have to do traditional sketch. You have to clear your workshop and workspace
Yeah.
and everything. So yeah, this is kind of I don't know. It's half of this is made traditionally and half of it is
Yeah.
digitally. So yeah, I just at the beginning, when I was entering in the digital world, I was just digging out my old stuff and started coloring it,
Mm-hmm.
adding some colors and
So
stuff.
that
Yeah,
was your kind of transition to digital. So you were
yeah,
using traditional first, and you slowly kind of
yeah, exactly. Because
researched
I
digital
started
medium.
to noticing that there are so many like promotional artworks of some games and stuff like that, and I was wondering how it's made, and I was trying to get from this traditional sketch to the final digital stage by doing everything in by mouse and before I get any tablet. And yeah,
So what
so
was your first tablet? Was it Intuos or
it was a pentagram Titan.
Pentagram? Oh god damn it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it has a battery in the pen, so yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Awesome. I can, what's really interesting for me in seeing early artwork of particular artists is that the style and kind of vibe is still recognizable, even though I have seen their new stuff. It's just that it's
yeah,
it's
I know.
still you, and it's funny how it evolves technically to the
Yeah,
point.
it's just different medium. Like
Yeah.
it just it will be it is like same style in different techniques in different medium.
Yeah, but you improved tons as well in terms of your compositions, your lights, your everything. So it's all just great. Yeah, this stuff.
Yeah, these are very old. Like I don't know. Um, yeah, these are my first attempt to the anatomy, and
Yeah,
it was sorry for
some
the
gesture
quality.
drawings.
It was
Yeah.
2006, I think,
God damn it.
2007.
Yeah, man. So how would you rate the importance of starting traditional? Do you think you needed it to understand
Yeah,
digital media?
definitely. Yeah, definitely. You need the basic knowledge about the, stuff like anatomy, perspectives, and value, and all that stuff. And doing it traditionally, I was actually focusing on more on the anatomy and composition because I haven't this freedom in doing some, color changes like in digitally. You have a Photoshop and you can, study the value and studying the value in pastels and crayons. It's really hard because you have like a limited range, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Awesome. Huh. Yeah, the really the subject you love, I can tell, is like angels,
yeah,
demons, stuff like that. Yeah, it's really nice that you preserved that, and then you're kind of still you can still tell that it's your art when you do like an angel painting or something. I've seen a couple of those going viral on DeviantArt. I remember, so it was really cool to see.
yeah. This one was that was my first digital art. Um, I think that was like after a week when I get my first tablet, and I was starting to, doing some stuff to get to the final effect, like
Yeah.
from the scratch to the final stage. And
Yeah.
so yeah, you can see like there are some weird brushes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
experiments.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I remember that period when I was just figuring it out. It was so painful, so much time. Like a piece that looks like just shit took me like a week, and it was just
Yeah, exactly.
crazy. All right, so this is it, right? These are the pieces you
Yeah.
wanted to show us.
Yeah.
All right. So now, please show us your the Witcher promo art you did. Please. I just want to see it. If you
I
have
know,
it
where is
somewhere.
it?
Maybe on the Witcher's Facebook or somewhere. Yeah.
Show it, show it.
Yeah. My jaw dropped when I saw it. Really, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's pretty funny, but just for you to know, I was looking at it, and it wasn't credited who did it, so it could be any artist in the world. But actually, I recognized that it was Grzegorz, and I messaged him, "Hey, is this your art? I can recognize some, different textures and then painterly quality to it." Turned out that it was him. So.
Okay, I'm just taking from the...
Yeah. So,
there we go.
Yeah, this is it.
Yeah, so awesome.
And it's actually not entire picture, so you will see probably in the future.
It's not the entire picture. Oh, god damn it.
Oh, okay.
So
Awesome.
I can't say what part of is missing, but you will show it definitely.
That's nice. I'm wondering in which way it extends. But yeah, let's not spoil the visual fun we'll get. Yeah, man, it's awesome. Congrats.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And the blending of different techniques you use is completely seamless.
Yeah, exactly.
Paint,
Yeah.
3D photo, it all blends perfectly.
Awesome. All right. So right now, I think it's the time when we can actually move to the demo. So Grzegorz prepared something for us today. If you want to, yeah, I think that's it. Just go ahead, Grzegorz.
Okay.
And if you guys have any questions during his demo, just type them in the chat, please, so that we can pick them up.
Jonas, what are you eating?
Uh,
All right, never mind, man. Never mind. Enjoy.
Thanks. Yeah, these microphones are very sensitive.
Yeah, right. Make sure to mute it. We don't want any nasty sounds here. Okay, so Grzegorz, tell us what you are going to do.
I don't know exactly, but
Okay.
I wanted to do some fantasy image, like it's my 90% of my gallery, so
Okay. That's what
I
we
will
want
try
to see.
to make a female character on some simple background. I don't know if I will make it on time, but I'll try to.
So you're starting now with the line drawing. This is
Yeah. This is my. Yeah, basically, I always started with starting with a line art sketch, and when I do some characters, I just try to draw some simple lines, which showing like this line on the bottom is actually representing the hips line and
the shoulders, right?
yeah, this shoulder. So yeah, and it's very simple at the beginning, but at the next stages I will try to add some smooth lines to. That's my cat.
Was that your cat?
Yeah, that's my cat.
Okay, so this is our second guest today.
Yeah. So you're using the line of the spine basically to get the gesture or the overall curve of the body, right?
Yeah, the lines are actually just a guideline for me to get the right pose, and actually everything is in my head. So I have some kind of a pose in my head. So I try to get as close as possible. Next stages.
Okay. But so right now you're completely relying on your knowledge, well, your experience of anatomy drawing, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Are you working on a tablet or are you working on a Cintiq or something?
No, it's Intuos free.
Okay.
The old one.
Yeah.
I used
Intuos
that one for so long.
invisible thing, along with Nokia telephone, the old
What?
one. Remember the Nokia? Or never mind. Just tell that it's an invisible hardware, basically.
I don't know why you're talking about Nokia, man. I have no clue. What's up with Nokia?
Now they have that flagship phone of theirs. It was really popular in 2000 something. That is like you cannot destroy it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the Intuos 3 you cannot destroy. I dropped mine several times and it's completely cracked and keeps working.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can invade Poland with Intuos 3.
And so now you're just kind of like trying to figure out the pose and just
Yeah.
adjust them.
It's actually it's really hard to do it on live because I'm not used to drawing
That's
and
all right. That's no problem. Is it okay if we ask you some questions from the chat while
Yeah,
you're
sure,
doing them?
sure.
Okay, all right. Let's see. Okay, we've got a bunch here. Okay, so the first question is about the Witcher work that you were showing before. Someone is just asking sort of what the different mediums were that you used. Is it 3D or is it just painting or?
The one with for the Witcher.
Yeah, the one that you just showed before.
Yeah, those actually there was a 3D photos and simple painting. So
Everything.
3D it's actually not mine. It's from the city project because that was like promotional art and there was so many tweaks, so many corrections and all that stuff. So I used normal like photos, textures, and all that stuff, and all the techniques, all the painting was made only digitally, like through the tablet. There was no 3D, and as you can see, the Geralt is actually made in 3D, but that was not my job.
Oh, so the girl is a 3D asset as well? Yeah, because okay.
The girl is actually made actually painted.
Oh, she's painted completely. Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. And
yeah, the photos actually are on the background, like the leaves and some sort of bricks textures. Yeah.
Yeah, so basically you're combining pretty much every trick in the book. I guess that's kind of common for promotional art. You get some assets from the game studio, like some characters, and then the background you will just use painting and photos, just pretty much everything. Okay, so thanks for that. Next question. Hi, what are your thoughts on composition for character-focused art? So I guess the question is like, what do you think about when you're doing your composition in a piece that has characters in it that's supposed to look like dynamic or with storytelling or something?
So I think I'm trying to be as close as possible to like a movie frame or a cinematic frame, like because I don't know, this is my like way of perception, and when I see the composition, I try to visualize as a movie frame. So try that, and maybe you'll try to different approaches to the composition, and you have to look at it like a big picture. And right now I'm focusing on the character, right? So I will be doing some sort of background later on, but right now I'm doing character, so I'm working on 100% magnification. So, but as you do composition, like overall image, you have to look at it as a thumbnail. And yeah, this is I think that this is obvious, but
So when you're saying exploration, do you mean you would sketch different thumbnails, or just while you're drawing you move elements around and try to find something like that?
Um, I don't
Because
know.
you were saying earlier, like, explore different ideas. Because would you do some thumbnail sketches or something, or do you already have something clearly in your mind right now, like you know
Oh,
what this
right
movie
now I
frame
have.
looks like?
Yeah, right now I have like a clear idea for
Mm-hmm.
this, and so usually when I'm making this kind of images where it has like 16 to 9 proportions, when it has character, I usually do like a central composition, or you move your character slightly to the left.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, it comes from the, I don't know, it was um, from the Renaissance, from the old times, where the old masters divided all the image for the like nine squares, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
Theoretically.
guess, yeah, this is a basic knowledge about the composition, so it's not
Yeah.
as so hard things to do. It's just simple stuff.
But so I guess, I mean, they were kind of answering another question, is like, well, because the next question is, where do you get your inspiration? I'm assuming old master paintings, like
Yeah,
Renaissance
yeah,
paintings and stuff. And also, do you look at movie frames, like stills from films and stuff
yeah,
like that?
definitely. I have like all folder of movie frames, and it's very good inspiration, and also some sort of um, reference folder. Like you can check your composition with or comparing your composition with all the different movie frames to get
Okay.
a proper idea.
And is that just for composition, or also like color and
Yeah,
overall mood?
all the stuff like
Yeah, just like a cinematic look, right?
different, yeah, different lighting, all this colors, values, and composition perspective. It's basically everything. So it's a good stuff to learn um, different I don't know, techniques, or and then not maybe not techniques, but different stuff like a lightning, or a value.
Yeah. Guys, if you want to check some of this stuff out, we actually have a couple of resources on our website. So if you go to our fusroda.com website, to the resources section, under Visual Library, there's a link to a website called Cinema Squid, and they have loads of screenshots from films, so you don't have to go pirating every film to get a screenshot.
Yeah.
Because they pick some really nice ones with nice colors and nice compositions, and it's a really good reference. And if you go to the bottom of the resources, we also have an huge 8 gigabyte dump of old master paintings. So it has
Yeah, that's awesome.
44,000 pictures from 758 artists. So yeah, if you want that as inspiration, check it out. It's in the resources. All right. So I'm gonna go to the next question now. So where do you have your inspiration? We got that. Okay, so next question is, what was your path into the industry, studies and work experience? I guess that's kind of a broad question, but maybe let's start with the first. What your path was into the industry, more or less.
It was, I said, I started as a traditional artist, and I started with doing digital art at the beginning, having some sort of basic knowledge. So I was starting to just upload some stuff on the internet. At first, there was like a Polish website, art gallery, and at the beginning, I had some sort of commissions from Poland, and then I created an account on DeviantArt, and there was some commissions from the foreign countries like USA or UK, and there was like small companies at the beginning, so it actually was pretty smooth, I think, and there was no, you know, no magic in it.
Yeah. So what about like your bigger clients like Ubisoft or Applibot or whatever? How did they manage to find you then?
Actually, I don't know.
You
I
don't
just
know?
email.
You
Oh,
just,
so just
you
by
just
email.
received an email, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, guys, I was wondering about DeviantArt because it has really mixed opinions about certain, you know,
Yeah,
if
about its
it's
value, right?
yeah, about its value. Some people say that, you know, you can only find the weird pictures there, or like, you know, really weird stuff. But at the same time, it's a huge art community with tons of people, and I don't know. What do you think about it? Because it looks like you, Jonas, and you, Grzegorz, has a pretty big
Yeah,
audience
it
there.
looks like we have kind of the same story because actually me breaking into the industry was almost entirely through DeviantArt. Nothing else actually. And still a lot of stuff comes through there, I think. First
Yeah.
place.
Yes, mine too.
Yeah, it's kind of a pity because a lot of artists after once they get a little bit settled, they abandon DeviantArt. You know, like a lot of big guys, you don't see them posting stuff. It's kind of a shame because it's still I think the strongest platform in terms of getting hired. I think it will change now with new websites like ArtStation, that is doing really good right now, really well. So it will be broader, but yeah, DeviantArt definitely still has a
Yeah,
place there.
it has been around for years, and that's it. It's
Yeah.
pretty consistent, you know. So
Really solid, like a Nokia. You know, it's like many years. I've got an account.
Indestructible.
It's 7 years, I guess.
Yeah. So guys, don't underestimate DeviantArt.
Yeah, I think it has a lot to do because DeviantArt, in terms of traffic, is very high. So like the Alexa rank for DeviantArt is quite high. So a lot of images that you would find through Google or something, if they are on DeviantArt, they will pop up quicker because the site just has more visitors, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think that has to do with it. When people are just browsing the internet and they find something, they find the artist, and then they hire you. So yeah. Okay, let me get to the next question because there's loads now.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Someone's trying to alter our standard question and turn it into would you be Godzilla or King Kong? I'm not gonna ask that. Sorry.
Of course.
We can't change it. Sorry.
Blasphemy.
Okay, so the next one is: do you focus much on marketing yourself, or do you just do badass art and let the jobs come to you? I guess we kind of answered that. But maybe can you give us any insight? Have you actually looked for jobs or written to companies or done anything like that?
For my entire career, I actually haven't sent any email up for a job. Like everything I got right now is actually just through my email. I'm just checking my inbox and there is like some of
Awesome.
commissions and you know.
Yeah, so I guess that's just badass art you put out
Yeah,
there.
I'm focusing on the skills and yeah.
Do you think the badass art you do, for example, like really good quality, could not give you these jobs in certain circumstances, or you think maybe you are successful because your art is good and it's a certain theme that is picked up, for example, on DeviantArt, or I don't know. Do you think you can be unsuccessful with good quality art by some reason? Like
I think if you have like portfolio somewhere on the internet, on especially on the DeviantArt or ArtStation or other art website, and I think it's impossible to not get some commission.
Not get attention, right?
Yeah. It's all about. I think it's all about skills. I mean, if you try to get attention of the client, like started to sending some portfolio to the clients and all that stuff, probably you would get more attention and more the possibility of working with some other clients will be bigger. But I guess it would, I don't know, it would be time consuming.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, that's what I mean, kind of have the same story, so that's I guess the reason why I always tell people the same, that sometimes it's better to just invest in the quality of your work and let the people come to
Yeah,
you
exactly.
rather than going out there looking for a job but maybe not being ready yet. It puts you in like a different position in terms of, you know, control over the situation as well. So yeah. Okay, another question. What is the most important thing you think about when one wants to paint women realistically? So this is about what you're doing right now.
Yeah, that's a that's a tough topic, I think, because I started to draw women and starting to drawing female anatomy when I was like 14 or 15.
Anatomy,
Yeah,
quote
anatomy.
unquote.
But yeah, I was focusing on the right proportions. That was the first thing. Like when you do, the best thing is when you start to draw women is to just doing a frontal images, like draw the simple lines, vertical line, and just start to focusing on the lengths of the legs, you know, the right position of the head and all that stuff. Like there's very simple, I don't know,
Principles. Yeah.
a simple story behind it actually, because this is the basic shape of the woman, and hard part is actually in the next step, because you have to focus on the really smooth parts, like the hips or belly, or you know. So I think the observation and perception is really important. So you have to understand what you draw. It's not about studies, making studies and all that stuff. So just trying to make it like to divide all the silhouettes to the basic shapes, and try to compare it with the image of a woman, so we can understand that the hips are actually made from some sort of shape like this. And when you understand it, you will be able to draw a woman in different positions, and that's how I learn anatomy. So I think that this is really good way of learning, because you will be able to modificate, I don't know, changing the position, because you understand why the line is actually in this position, or why it's the hand is I don't know, in this position or something. And you know, this is it's actually pretty complicated. So
Yeah, definitely when the perspective or the pose gets
yeah, but
more
I
wacky.
would advise you to do some sort of this kind of drawings at the first, in different positions, in different views, like from the frontal image to the back, you know, to the side, and just doing, you know, curves are actually the most important stuff, things on the female body, because
Of course.
yeah, because when you paint like a simple guy, you know, you can do really muscle guy, like really big biceps and stuff like that, and no one noticed that something is wrong with proportions or anatomy. And when you do a female character, it's actually much harder to hide these elements. Like, you know, always someone will point you out some mistakes, or you know.
Yeah, the subtleties are more noticeable.
Yeah, that's why this is, you know, this is really complicated, and I actually I sacrificed like 2 or 3 years just doing this kind of drawings like this in different poses, understanding why the leg is actually in this position. You know, there's a lot of drawings, so
Yeah, of course, yeah. Okay, cool. Next question. What fundamental skill are you most proficient with? Someone wants to know. So what do you think is your strong point? And maybe you can tell us your weak point as well after that. If you want to.
It's hard to say. I mean, I'm not saying that I'm bad at in everything, but I was trying to know everything, like from the shapes of the trees, like doing environments, doing some landscapes, characters, anatomies. But I think that my weakest point is environments, because I think I made it less than the characters. I had like tons of characters portraits, like female or male anatomy studies, and I think that I understand more in creating characters than creating environments. But
Do you think it's necessary to know everything, or would you rather? Do you do it because you have to do it because your jobs are requiring to do so, or you were rather hired for what you put up in your portfolio? How does it work?
I mean, I was always really into creating some fantasy images, like Boris Vallejo, Frank Frazetta, and in these images where the focal point was always on the characters. Like the backgrounds was really fantastical. Like there was no stuff like, oh, this tree is really realistic, and there was always like a really muscle guy with holding some chick in the background with some red volcano or something. So I was focusing, and I was really inspired by these guys. So I think that that was the main reason for me to learn more of anatomy or characters than environment. But I think that it's actually what you prefer to do, because if you want to be a concept artist, and especially doing some characters, you will get the job if you will be strong in characters. So you can divide the concept art world to concept artists with who's doing like only characters, and concept artists who's really good in environments. Like you have, for example, like Andrew Wallin, who's really badass in environments. I'm not saying that this is bad in characters, but this is his strong point. So I think that it's not important that you have to do everything, but you can focus on the one thing, but do it right.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another question. Do you live in Poland? And did you make any tutorial or something? I don't know why those two are connected, but
maybe in Polish.
Oh.
Yeah, I live in Poland, but I don't have any tutorial yet. I mean, I've made some sort of small tutorials on ImagineFX with the Game of Thrones image.
Okay.
Yeah, but stuff like workshops or something, it's not. I didn't.
You know which issue of ImagineFX, so that I can tell people about it if they want to buy it or something.
I actually don't remember, but I put the link on my site, so.
Oh, okay. So if we just go to your website, we'll find a link there.
Yeah. There will be somewhere.
Okay. Next question. Let's see.
There you go, a tree.
How did you go about learning values? How did you approach it? Asks Shock Media.
It's really interesting topic, I think, and it's really easy answer for that. Look at the picture from the camera. Like try to focusing on stuff like you do a picture from the simple camera, like from your phone or something, and you'll see that when you do a photo, there was always like you do a photo from the interior, and the windows are always overexposed, and the shadows are underexposed. So focus on this because it's actually this is my opinion in that because doing values is actually like how to say that when you see some movie frame, it's actually recorded from the some cinematic camcorder, so it has like I don't know 13 dynamic range stuff. So yeah, it's pretty wide range of dynamic range, but human eye is actually much wider. So doing some studies from the real life, it's actually can be really tricky because you see what's in the shadow and you see what's in the highlights, and doing it in a 2D painting, it's actually kind of can be really flat at the end. And so try at the end try to add some contrast and try to simulate camera, something like this. I don't know how to explain it.
So you're deliberately focusing on the image from the camera instead of real life because it gives you stronger values because the dynamic range of the eye is too great, right?
I mean, you can see that the values are divided more than you can see at the real life.
Okay. That's interesting because some people would tell you to do the opposite.
But if you are aware of what's happening actually, why do you see overexposed stuff? Why do you see underexposed stuff? You know, most of the people when they look at the photo, they just see white and black. They don't know that it's just a lost information because of the freaking camera is bad or something, or it's just a specific lighting condition. So I would rather say if you are aware of these processes, I would definitely use them. And I know what Grzegorz means because when you're a beginner, it's hard to make any decisions. Basically, it's hard because you are not bold. It's hard to say, okay, this is what I like about this, I don't know, still life, and I will paint this range of values. It's hard. It's hard to do because your eye picks up so much. It can adjust to every light situation, and camera does it for you. So if you are aware of that, you may use it to your advantage. Okay, so this is what camera sees, and let's say I see that, so I can use it the whole range from black to white instead of, you know. Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of understanding even what camera lens is, how does it work, how it's similar and how it's different to the human eye.
Yeah, so it's interesting because what you're doing is you're actually limiting yourself in order to be able to see better. It's similar with squinting. I was actually showing Wojtek a sort of new technique that I was trying out a couple of weeks ago to help yourself see things in a more contrasty or more overall way. Was by actually adding an adjustment layer above all your entire image of a gradient map. And in your gradient map, you can divide the gradient into a couple of values, let's say black, gray, and white, for example. And then you can just click the layer on and off to actually split your image into 3 or 4 values, actually simplifying it and giving yourself the chance to look at it in a more broader
basically
sense.
You're painting something and suddenly you turn on that layer and it looks like a really graphical black, white, and gray image, which gives you an impression of you see where the contrast goes and how the image function in an abstract way.
Yeah, and by getting that accurate, you have more control over the overall, way that your image is going to be perceived. In the same way that a crappy camera, like we were talking about, would, when you take a picture of the real world with a crappy camera, the image is not wrong. Well, it is wrong. It's not the same as you see it, but the relations are correct. And by putting this limitation upon yourself, you can actually help yourself sometimes. Okay.
Yeah. I was actually about to go back to some still lifes to brush up my eyes, let's say, my mind's eye, to see better and understand more. It's never too late for that, I would say.
No, No, not at all.
And there's nothing easier than just putting something on your desk and painting it. I remember when I was starting out, I mean, it was the easiest thing and really, really fun to do, even though for some people it may seem boring, but yeah. So, Grzegorz, have you done any landscape painting or plein air painting, or have you ever got out with have you ever tried?
Yeah, when I was young, like
Okay.
really, I was like 12 or 13, I was attending to this kind of a classes or art classes, something like this, and we do some sketches outside. So that was my only time when I was doing a plein air, and right now it's actually kind of stuff that I
Okay.
should do, but you know, there's no time.
I will try to branch out from this topic after we will tackle on the what you're doing now.
Okay.
So what's going on? You apply shapes to your liner.
Yeah, simple stuff. The first thing that I always do is a line art, like something like this. I try to divide all the space composition to the forms. Like you can notice that there is a tree. You can clearly divide image in the background and foreground. Like there is a character and all this stuff. And when I get this stage, I try to apply simple shapes and just fill this line art with the, like, right now it's a great color, but it's introduction to the value, something like this. I would try to divide all the image for the whole range of the value. So right now I'm just filling these sketches.
And then later you're gonna fill in that shape with a
Yeah, with the proper color or textures and all stuff. I need to, I have to have everything divided for the proper layers, and so that later on I can, you know, modificate every layer and add everything to this particular layer, and you know, not used to draw on the one layer and then cut everything out and, you know, correct everything.
and
It's my typical workflow.
yeah. Now I forgot my question.
You're not hungry anymore, right?
I had it at, no. Well, kind of. A little bit.
That may be a thing, man.
What do you mean?
I mean, I know you forget things when you're hungry. I have that. I just want to eat.
Damn it! Now I've. Oh yeah, I remember my question.
There you go.
I was going to ask how much of the line art usually stays in the end, or do you get rid of it? Is it just a guide or?
No, I'm just merging the layer, like.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you will paint
over the layer.
Yeah. So it like naturally blends away as you paint.
Sometimes I just paint all under the line art just to make some corrections in the value, but actually you can do this after the merging line art with the layer with the filling. So.
Okay.
So going back to the topic I have started with the landscape painting and stuff, there are some new tools that are allowing for you to actually easily grab the device, go out and paint, which is really awesome, I think. And I will be looking into this as soon as I will have some more time. But the device I'm talking about, the devices are Cintiq Companion, right? And Microsoft Surface Pro 3. They're really awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Jonas have one. So has one. Sorry. Yeah. So have you tried something like going out with it, or you have just?
I haven't taken it out yet because I'm such a low life. But yeah, no, I've started painting on it. It's the responsiveness is really good. It's quite incredible. And actually, Microsoft released a a little update for their pen today, where you can now finally adjust the pressure sensitivity. So it's getting there, you know. I think it's definitely it will be able to replace Cintiq Companion because it's lighter and faster and stronger
Okay.
and harder.
Yeah. Yeah, it's much smaller, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I
It's
didn't have a Cintiq in my hands, but when I was looking at it, it looked pretty big. And I don't know if I would feel comfortable like painting on a train with it. Maybe, I don't know.
I think the small one is fine.
Okay.
But and in a way, sometimes having something that's a bit more robust can actually be better because
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's like having like a flimsy little camera next to like a big DSLR. You feel like you can bump into something and it's not gonna break. Although I have to say that the surface feels really sturdy. I think it's an aluminium frame, so it's like they're really proper materials and yeah.
Yeah, because a couple of years ago, when you would like to paint outside, you would have to do things like, for example, if you know Shadi Safari, he was founder of a digital planar society, and he was inventing the ways to paint out, basically, and that included building your own cover for your laptop, so you could easily see things on it when you are in the straight sun or something, directional, very bright light source, and yeah, there were a lot of things you had to do, carry additional battery around, and laptop is besides laptop you have to have a tablet, you have to attach it.
Two chairs.
Yeah, chairs and everything, and now it's just a book size, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's like an A4 size.
Yeah, A4, and I don't know. These doors are opening up, and I'm really curious where it goes. If you guys didn't know about it, check out Cintiq Companion and Surface Pro 3. You may be interested. These are really powerful machines, and they can actually replace your laptop if you work on a laptop. For some, these became their main working machines. I don't think I could do that, but I believe some of the illustrators can, so it's awesome.
I guess it's a portability.
Portability.
Question,
Yeah, and man, the most important thing you can get out of it, you can sit on your couch and paint. What the hell?
Exactly. You can lay in your bed and paint.
Laptop now, because like the tablet is on your head and your laptop is kind of falling down and shit, and
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Good point. Okay, so coming back to the demo, we are seeing more shapes being filled in, and I'm really curious what's the next step. Let's wait for it. So we get a nice forest scene. I really like the shapes of the trees there. They look really rhythmical, but at the same time, the shapes are attractive, but they look realistic in terms of textures and stuff you suggested already. So I really dig those. And the sword. Yeah, that would be a fantasy painting.
So, what about if you want to add a deep-going landscape, like far beyond? Would you paint that as well, or would you just like slap a photo in the background?
Yeah, it depends. If it's work for a client, it's probably will be the photo.
Okay.
But if I would have some more time, I would paint it rather than just paste the photo. Actually, it depends from the if I wanted to do like really highly detailed piece of work, and so then I'm just focusing on a really badass work and just paint the photo and overpaint it and creating really good composition with the strong light and colors. So that would probably be photo, some sort of photo bashing with a digital painting. But if the client wants to have like more painterly look, so I will be sticking with the drawing, painting every detail. Sometimes it's in this way. So.
Okay. Okay, another question from some chick with white hair or something. How do you prioritize when you run out of time? Say you're about to miss a deadline and you've realized you've got no time to put everything planned in there. What do you do then?
I'm looking for photos that I can paint instead of painting, and I'm just looking at the like a overall image. I'm not focusing on some sort of areas where I can put some details. I'm just creating just a thumbnail to to be a good picture from the longer distance, and so the client can look like at this picture. It's probably some 800 pixels to I don't know 400 pixels, and if it's looking really good, it will be probably accepted, and then if the client likes the work, he can give you additional day or two to finish it up. So far more important in the deadline is actually overall look than level of detail.
Okay, yeah. But so you would suggest trying to find some sort of shortcut or something, like by using photo instead of painting, or just try to find tricks how you can speed it up?
Yeah. You can if you have some tricks to speed it up. Like I've got some brushes, like to
Some magic brushes that save you.
yeah, some magic brushes. Like
Yeah, secret brush
to get the
exists.
texture, like
Oh, good. You don't have to paint anymore. Great.
yeah. I mean, it's actually if the client wants to have a look of painterly looking image, you can use like some of these brushes, and or just there's a lot of tricks. Yeah, you can also paste a photo and treat it with the this is mixer brush tool. There's a lot of tricks that you can use, and I would have to sacrifice another half an hour or hour to talk about it.
Okay. That's not necessary. Yeah, I think the main point came across. Cheat, find shortcuts. Okay, next question. Do you recommend any book or tutorial about the basics or fundamental stuff? And have you ever had to use those?
I have some old books, really old, and I don't remember the names, but I've got a really interesting book about old techniques. But I really recommend like really simple book about the anatomy, when you have all the silhouette divided on the right muscles and the bones and all the stuff. So it's actually not some special book with some particular author or something. It's actually, you can find probably in every store at the beginning. But if you are like more advanced, I would recommend you to get into the analyzing like old masters piece of works, because I actually didn't read any particular book about some techniques like the value. I'm the guy to analyze stuff. Like I see some really good artwork on the internet, and I try to analyze like every single like step where the author or painter just focus on the specific topic, like the value or perspective or something. So I can't recommend you any specific book, but I would really recommend you to analyze other artworks, like
Yeah, it's just a different way.
Yeah.
It's a different approach, right? I mean, for some people, it's better if it's written down in a comprehensible written form, and other people like to just look and because you can learn just as much from both. Because actually, all the stuff that you read in books about composition, for example. If you look at a composition and you analyze it yourself, you can actually figure all of that out. It's not some
exactly.
super complicated math or something. It's actually quite simple. So I guess you're more of a self-taught kind of person. Just
Yeah.
yeah.
And I'm enjoying it. Like, I really like to analyze stuff. When I see some artworks, like some specific artworks, like Sergio Kolesov or different kind of outer world, he have like really specific style. I really really like to get into the specific topic, like the brushwork or something, and I try to to duplicate this kind of artwork. I try to understand why he used this kind of brush instead of this, and really.
So does this happen that you just like sit down and study a piece?
I mean, it's not about study. It's more about understanding.
Looking.
So, yeah, sometimes I just watching the image and just trying to figure out how to the approach of the author or something. It's for me, it's really really good way to learn some sort of stuff. I don't need to duplicate everything, paint, like do some studies of this work. I just example, like you have this guy Crypt Crawler on the DeviantArt.
Yeah,
probably. I don't remember actually. Yeah, so he has this very specific style where everything is shining, like the skin is wet, the metal is wet, and you can start to figuring out how he made it, and probably with the Dodge tool or something. And so yeah, it's very simple example, but in this way, like you try to understand how, like looking on the final image, you try to understand how he made it, and you just see some sort of clue, like, oh, this probably is made with the Dodge tool or something, and it leads you to different conclusions, and it's really interesting, and it gives you more than doing like thoughtless studies.
Yeah, so it's like dissecting almost, like you're going in with a knife and just cutting it open and looking under the hood.
That reminds me of me and Jonas taking really good paintings of different people and putting it in Photoshop and raising up gamma to see the seams. Basically, if you will take a work that is, for example, I don't know, partly bashed, partly 3D, partly painting, and it's maybe dark somewhere.
Raise the gamma and you will find a lot of things that no one wants you to find. It's like looking under your bed, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly, dissecting images. This is really...
but it's good. You can learn a lot from it.
As well, that you can read the language. Not a lot of people are able to do that, actually. To look at the image and okay, smudge or mixer brush. Not sure here. So.
Yeah, and I mean, some people don't see it at all. I mean, like sometimes I see an image and people are asking, "Oh, is this a photo or is this 3D?" Where for others it's so obvious that it is or it isn't. So your eye becomes more trained in recognizing things as well.
Yeah, once you recognize, I think you're able to actually use with a purpose something, because when you're not able to recognize, how the hell do you want to use it when you cannot even recognize it? All right, I can see a basic color going.
Yeah, first steps. So this will be pretty much experimental.
Okay.
Because I have no references.
The forest is green.
Yeah.
The grass is green.
Yeah. The sun is yellow.
Like, grass is green, trees are brown, and the sky is blue. So that's my recipe.
Yeah, it works, right?
Yeah, always.
Broccoli trees.
Awesome. Oh yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, a little broccoli. Just a little bit.
Okay, here's a question. Well, it's kind of a joke question. Were you born with your superpowers, or have you been bitten by a tablet? I don't even understand that question.
Yeah, actually, I think I don't know if I was born with this because when I was a kid, I was sacrificing a lot of time to do some sculptures in plasticine and doing some pirate comics and all that stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So it had always accompanied your person, that kind of a drive to express with visuals.
Yeah, it's funny because it was actually not forced by anyone. I was just doing it. That's for my pleasure. Like I was enjoying it, and I was rather wanted to go to draw something or make some sculpture with plasticine, like some characters or stuff like Batman or Spider-Man or something like this. Then go outside, play some basketball or something.
Yeah, so it was this creative drive that's just in you. Some people just have it. It's an almost obsessive need to do something creative, to express yourself creatively. I think that's good. I think that's a good motivator because people who are like that, they continue to make art and they continue to try to get better, even if they're not getting
Get better.
Yeah, even if they're not getting paid for it or
Yeah, exactly.
asked to do it, you just do it anyway. And yeah, because you're just a freak in the good sense of the word. And yeah, that way it really helps because you get more mileage, so you get better basically, and that drive helps you stay fresh in a way as well. Drives you to like keep creating new stuff or trying new stuff. All right.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see people that are asking how to stay motivated, how to force yourself to draw, even these type of questions. And there is actually no way to do it. There's no recipe that will come from outside of you that will tell you, hey, you have to draw. There's no one that will tell you that. There will be always you and you only sitting in a room or wherever you are, and ask yourself, is that thing I want to do? I mean, a good motivator for me is that we are all going to die. So we have a limited time on this planet.
So you have to draw a lot.
I mean, that's the thing I want to do. So if I want to do it, better do it now than tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's a pretty good motivator.
Yeah.
To life, basically, but
Yeah, and all you need is your hands and your eyes. So even when you're like physically halfway dead, you can still draw probably. So it's much smarter to pick up drawing as a life thing than a like football because.
Yeah, there's not so many physical barriers or obstacles that you have to overcome. I would say drawing is easy. Comparing it to the other activities you can do as a human being that are much more complicated or heavy intellectually or in any other way. I mean, we all have eyes, we all see things, so I'm actually 100% sure that everyone can draw on the professional level. I mean, with enough devotion and time invested and, I don't think you can miss that. It's not a talent, for sure.
No.
I mean, talent is just persistence, I think, and maybe ideas, seeing things differently than anyone else, expressing it in a different way, but that's not the turning point. That's not
And that's not the drawing talent, that's a creative talent. I mean, it's a different aspect of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, the technical aspect is, should I say, it's something very analog, it's something very real. It's just a muscle memory and.
Yeah, I tend to struggle a lot with comparing myself to others. And when I was drawing, I was thinking, okay, I have a body, I have a brain, so in theory, I am able to do same things as other human beings. So what's stopping me from drawing like these people? And I figured out, hey, it's the amount of time you put into that, the amount of understanding you put into that, and what you basically are able to sacrifice in order to be on that level. And I said, okay, let's do it. And I mean, at some point, all the we like me, Grzegorz, Jonas had come to the place that we had to decide: is it a thing that I want to do? Is it going in the good direction or not? Should I take another path? That was a decision, I think, that just wasn't come from nowhere. So.
Not for me.
There you go. My whole speech freaking threw out of the window. Yeah, but I know what you mean, man.
No, it is. But the funny thing is, it does connect itself with that obsession, because even if you don't make that choice, or you weren't able to because of external reasons, again, being kind of obsessive, or let's call it driven and motivated, really helps always. So you wouldn't need to ask, where to find the inspiration or anything like that. It's just you just want to do it. But I guess when it comes to career, it is a choice that you have to make, because it's you have to look at it from a practical point of view. Like, are you going to be able to make money with this? Fortunately, that's possible these days. I think a lot of people were not aware of that. I wasn't aware of that. Sometimes I still see like jokes on the internet about where artist and poor is used in the same sentence, because it's this trope,
Yeah.
And I think that will disappear soon, because it's not like that. You can actually live very comfortably from doing what you love, if doing what you love is drawing. There's a lot of jobs. There's a lot of artists, but there's a lot of jobs, and they're both growing at the same rate. It's not like because there's more competition that there's less jobs, because actually these kind of industries are growing, so you're really able to turn that passion into your life, pretty much. That's why we're here, right, every week, because we're very devoted to this stuff.
That's true.
Yeah. I kind of want to switch the subject a little bit, if that's all right, and talk maybe a little bit about your life outside of painting. What about your health? Like, because we've been talking about all this drawing, but what about stuff that has nothing to do with drawing? Like, how do you keep yourself physically and mentally healthy and fit?
I used to skateboard. I know it's riding skateboard. I know I used to ride a skateboard like for a long time, since I was I don't know, 12 or yeah, something like this. But when I started to paint like digitally, started to earn some money from this, I leave this sport, because it's a little bit too extreme, especially for hands. So yeah, right now I'm working out like on the gym, something like this. So that's my
Okay.
exercises.
So you are also a freelancer, so you tend to spend a lot of time at home painting. So do you feel like you need some, counterpart to that, like some contrast to what you're experiencing, or it's okay for you and you like this kind of lifestyle?
Yeah, I'm kind of a workaholic, so
I didn't
All
met
of us,
successful artists
who
that's
aren't.
not workaholic.
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, but yeah, sometimes I need to have this kind of a break, where I need to just focusing on my health, like do some exercises, do some workouts on the gym or stuff like that. It's more about health, not a physical health. It's more about mental health for me, because I'm always thinking about the commissions, always thinking about the paintings and different solutions. So for me, it's actually I'm experiencing more kind of a relief when I just go somewhere else and stop thinking about the my work like a painting, but because in sort of way it's actually impossible because
Yeah.
when you look at some
Everywhere you're studying light and seeing
yeah,
shapes.
that's like you see everything like values, colors in everything. Like
Yeah.
you have a sunset, you don't enjoy sunset like
Yeah, you
normal
color
Yeah.
pick.
You just
color
like,
pick from
yeah.
the.
all this stuff. Yeah, so
I sometimes wonder if that annoys people because, sometimes I hang out with people who aren't artists who are not related to this kind of stuff at all. But I'll make these comments where I go like, "Oh, dude, check out the specularity on that sausage. It's amazing." The guys are just like, "What? Yeah, no, like the reflection just makes it look so." And then they're just like, "Dude."
Sausage is a really bad example.
Well, I'm giving that example because it's the last one I remember, because on Friday I was having Birgos, speaking of sausage, having some Polish
Bigos.
food. Yeah,
There you go, Bigos.
yeah,
Oh,
having
God.
Bigos, yeah.
Becoming a Polish.
I know, man. It's
Ah.
you guys' fault.
God damn it.
I'm gonna be in Warsaw next month, so
you need
becoming
to
real
tap your
Polish.
army.
Okay,
Sorry?
put on the alarms. You're not
Okay.
gonna be in Warsaw.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in Warsaw.
Invading
Hide
Poland.
your wife, hide your kids, hide
Yeah,
your
man.
dog. Yeah. See, now I got completely sidetracked. I don't even know what I was talking about.
Sausage. You were talking about a sausage.
Oh yeah, and Espen likes
The
pepperoni
sausage.
in his pancakes. Okay, there we go. Sausages.
Specularity.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but yeah, to go a little bit deeper on that subject, it's like sometimes you have to turn off your brain a little bit to be able to enjoy life or make it enjoyable for other people. I remember the first time I worked in a studio. I might have told this story already on Level Up. There's so many episodes I don't remember. But the first time I started working in the studio is the first time I figured out that every set is made of wood. And I didn't know this before I ever worked on a movie, and suddenly I could see how fake every set looked. And for a long time, every time I was watching a film, I wasn't looking at the character's face, but I was looking at the set, and I was like, oh, that's not concrete, that's wood painted, or that's not metal, that's wood painted as metal. And it became really obvious to me, and it actually stopped me from enjoying a lot of stuff because you get too focused on trying to learn or analyzing, or
that's interesting.
you're
I haven't
seeing
noticed
through
that.
it.
Yeah.
You haven't, yeah.
No, I haven't. Because, all the debris and stuff, you're not focused on that. But yeah, once you know the inside, once you have been behind the scenes and
Yeah,
so
it kills the
on,
pleasure a little bit sometimes, because you
Yeah.
get very critical about things.
Film is still an illusion, so I mean, when you see how the illusion is being made and you are part of it, then obviously you won't see a cool spaceship. You will see your friend's spaceship or something, right?
Yeah, and the 40 changes that you had to make.
Yeah, you will enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, it's good to switch your brain up sometimes. Make it enjoyable for yourself, for others. I've noticed that with music as well. Before I started composing music, I used to experience music as this sort of one thing, like a uniform thing. And then after that, I started hearing it in layers because I understood that things were made of layers. It's the same with images. You get this sort of dissecting vision automatically, where you immediately understand the construct of something, and it helps you to become better. But it takes away a little bit of the magic as well, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, switching off the left part of your brain. Just for a minute.
And while we were talking, there was a little bit of a
Painting.
discussion going on in the chat.
Oh, discussion. Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Not sure if we should address it. About females.
I think it's an interesting topic, really touchy, but
Tell us about females.
okay. So, can you have you read it from the beginning?
No, but I guess the question with which it kicked off is how do you approach portraying women, and what do you think about the way that some people think that women are being portrayed in video games and movies and stuff like that, if they're becoming too over sexualized or anything like that? Well, what do you think about that?
Um, yeah, I think there's some sort of a stereotype of the nowadays women's, especially in games, um, in art. Like you have to do almost like a Victoria's Secret model because
Hmm.
people start noticing that something is wrong with the woman. Like she has like I don't know, slightly fatter legs or something. So yeah, it's kind of a stereotype or stuff you have to do um, because it will not fit into the market. Something like this. Actually it even comes from the art directors, from the clients. Like it's really hard to fight with it. So um,
Yeah, I think we were talking about this in the previous session where we were asking if you as an artist actually have a responsibility. And I guess the sort of general thought is you do to a certain extent because you can only do so much. But you have to understand that in the end it's a numbers game. And yeah, for some reason, numbers still favor for tropes and these stereotypical depictions of women and men, both I would
yeah.
say. Uh, so
I like those over-sexualized trees. Yeah, that's a comment from the chat, by the way.
oh, okay.
Yeah, just quoting.
Okay, let's have another look at the questions. What do you guys think about line art? Do you really think it's irrelevant? I mean, if you're gonna paint over the line art, is this step even necessary?
Yeah, I think it's very necessary. I mean,
If you depends what you want to do. But
doing line art for me is really important step. I think for the most of the artists, especially artists who like made some comics in the past, the line art is basically the something that you have to do because of when you do some environments, you can actually skip the line art phase and you can focus on the values and on basically doing some bigger shapes. But when you do characters, I think the line art is actually necessary, and paint over the line art is, for me, is actually the least. Um, this is not a big problem for me. It's
it's the design you figured out before, right? You placed all the things, the anatomy is correct, the clothing is there. You kind of know what's the shirt, what's the material in your head, and you just render
yeah,
it up. Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's interesting because it's you know, line drawing versus painting or blocking in. They're different approaches into starting an image, and they have a different value, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like you were saying, when you're doing line drawing, I feel when I do line drawing, I have much more control over my design because I'm not focused on form or rendering that much. And when you block in, it's different because you're more searching for the shape and for the form, big shapes. So it's a completely different kind of approach. And I think, yeah, definitely for characters, it's beneficial to use line drawings. Or if you don't and you get stuck, it's beneficial to go to a line drawing to figure something out. Like just draw it, try to understand it with a drawing, even if you're not going to use drawing, just to understand what it is. Because yeah, a line is just what? Oh,
No,
okay.
Espen
Yeah.
in the chat. No, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
It's not
Now,
you.
now I'm looking at the chat. Now I see Alino Gabrovetsky saying, "I like my coffee like my women without a penis."
Yeah, that's a quoting Espen. I like my woman like I like my Norway.
Ah, also without a.
No, it was just that. Just that. Right, let's move on. Let's move on. Alright, guys, small interruption. If you enjoy what you see, what you hear, if you enjoy our guests' awesome demo, please subscribe to the Level Up channel on YouTube. Go to Facebook. If you don't know what's happening, go to fusroda.com, and there you will discover a lot of things you can do on our art platform, which is learning, getting your resources, interacting with other people that are improving their art. And you can also hang out in the hangout rooms. You can do it through the website. There are a couple of rooms you can join. There are always some people there that are painting or just hanging out with other.
Or conspiring against us.
Yes. We're
I've
going
heard
to
the
destroy
rumors.
Level Up. Yeah.
In our
Exactly.
own
You can join the
hangouts.
conspiracy, of course.
Join the conspiracy.
Yeah. So that's it, I think.
Yeah, and some people in chat asked about the quest as well, how it's going. We're trying to figure it out soon, but we're all having kind of these life-changing events right now because Darek's actually moving to England because he got a new job, and I'm moving out of England because Darek's on his way here.
Just get the fuck out of there.
Like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
I gotta
get
bail.
fast.
No, but I'm ending my job at the end of next week to go traveling. I need some refreshment and time away from
I feel you, man.
computer. And yeah, I'm gonna be traveling. Oh, by the way, guys, if there's any people from Romania watching, I will be at the Comic-Con event in November in Bucharest. And if there's anyone from Central America, I will be at the Illustration event in Mexico City in December.
Around the world.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, hopefully I'll meet some people from some Level Up people there. Would be cool. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Then you can buy me a beer. You better buy me a beer.
Okay, so going back to the quest, I think we will figure it out once everything settles down a bit. Because we want it to be the decision of three of us that we want to go through the entries, and we want to really take care of that because we know how many people wants to join this and how many people took time to write an email and stuff. I was really surprised how successful it already was. So yeah.
Yeah, but for you who are anxiously waiting, don't panic. Just be a little more anxious, a little longer. You'll be fine. We'll get back to you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So Grzegorz, you are modifying the shapes you had before. So you're still doing it on the separate layers. So you try to keep the layer stuck like you had before without flattening the image, right?
Yeah, I've got some trees in the background on a separate layer. This bigger tree in the background because I still have this on the separate layer because I will be adding some color corrections. Like I will be adding some more of a blue because of aerial perspective and all that stuff. So I just, image is not looking good for now because all is actually in the progress. So it's actually hard to keep everything in the final contrast, colors, and all that stuff because usually at the end I added some FX layers like more contrast or some layers with the line of light, like I would like to do right now, some sort of sunbeams or something.
Oh yeah, and Dark's not here. God damn it. The Sunbeam man.
So yeah, this is on the effects layer that which I will add at the end. Right now it's maybe not a good-looking image, but I will get closer to this effect at the end.
Okay, so we build up your image. So it looks like you have a really structured workflow that you stick to, and it's really effective and fast, I would say.
It's it's really slow right now because of.
I mean, we are asking you tons of questions. So
I don't think it's slow at all, actually, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty fast. I mean, you have to remember that you're painting everything from scratch, so it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I wanted to paint. I don't want it to put some photos because some people don't understand how it's supposed to work. Like photos are just like instead of hand making details, like it's just some sort of way to be more efficient. But you can't like and just paste the photo and you know forget about what you're supposed to draw. Like I draw every single tree and I remember every shape like from the line art and I block the layer and I add some leaves and that's why because I understand how it works because of some analysis that I've made like in the past just analyzing how tree is actually growing and you know and putting just a photo it's not it's
not going to make you understand, right?
Yeah. The picture will be looking like, I mean, it will be realistic and it probably will be, you know, bad at painting, but you will be not understanding everything what you draw because you paste photo. So
yeah, so understanding first, and then
yeah,
you're allowed to use that, right?
Okay, here's another question. At what point are you happy with where you are? How do you define success? I guess this is about, you know, where you are in life with your art career, I would say.
Oh, it's a hard one.
Yeah, I know.
It's really hard to tell. I think the amount of emails and commissions are the sort of you can see how many commissions you have, how much interest you've got on the client side. Like you're receiving a lot of emails, and you can say that you are pretty much successful because you can't make every single commission you have. You can like choose from hundreds of commissions you received. Like I think that this is the point in your life where you can say that you are successful or a professional at least.
Yeah, so it's kind of the point for you. It's the point where it goes from not having enough work and needing to look for it, maybe, to the point where you have enough and you get to choose. You have that luxury suddenly.
In terms of technical stuff, I will be probably never satisfied to say that I'm you know that's enough. I'm satisfied from my skills and I don't need to work on it. You know, so probably I don't know do some paintings until I die.
Yeah. Well, actually, that leads me to the next question because that's an interesting topic. Charlie asks, in your journey to becoming a great artist, did you ever feel like you were leveling down? Like you did something really great last night, but today it's just not working?
Yeah, it's pretty common feeling for me. It's
every day.
I feel that way in basically in every image, I guess. Because
really,
I'm not feeling that I'm really good artist. Sometimes I have this moment when I see my artwork and I can say, yeah, that's not bad at all. That's all.
But it changes, right? Like I feel like for me that perception changes even with the same artwork. Like I see an artwork and I'm like, yeah, it's not bad, and then I see it and I'm like,
yeah,
pretty shit.
At the beginning, this feeling was really strong. Like every single painting was a crap, and I haven't this feeling that, yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, this painting is really cool. I'm good. You know, this I actually never said it about myself, something like this, and I probably never say so. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to be. I mean, it's probably for the best when you're not not in love with your own stuff too much to keep you on your toes. Okay. Dimitra Lima asks, when do you know that an image is done? So when do you tell yourself like, okay, I have to stop working on this?
Yeah, that's also a tricky question because I tend to finishing up too soon because it's not about the client. It's also with the personal work. Is to finishing up the artwork really soon, and I should sacrifice another day or two to to add some details. But I mean, I have this sort of different way of thinking about the picture because I think that the image is done when I accept the composition, colors, lighting. When I squint my eyes, I see it as a thumbnail, and I said, yeah, it works. It works, and adding some detail can ruin your whole artwork. So that's why I tend to.
It can or it can't?
It can
It
ruin
can.
your artwork because you start to work on a really high close-ups, and you start adding things and just sharpening all the edges, and sometimes you can notice that some of the edges should be soft, should be without any detail because of it. This will influence all the image.
Mm-hmm. So how do you decide where to do it and where not to do it then?
Oh, it's intuition, or I guess. You're saying about soft edges, or?
Yeah, or just well, also, but just more in general as well. Just knowing where to add things and where not to add things. Because yes, this whole thumbnail thing is true, obviously. But if you were only to paint in a thumbnail, you could get an amazing looking thumbnail, but at a large size, it will just be, super messy. So you have to compromise somewhere between the large size look and the thumbnail look.
In some phases, I just make one layer, merging all and creating all image. Just
and you do like a rough thing over.
The smaller size, and well, that was the bigger size. Okay. And I just adding some filters like a sharpen, unsharp mask, and something like this, and I just starting to checking everything if something is actually really bad or really good. Really good. That's the problem. There's no good things.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, but this is the phase where I just decreasing the size of the image and checking everything. If right now is actually all the characters is needs to be polished, and all the images is at the work in progress stage. So, but let's say I will add some colors.
Okay. You're using selective color.
Yeah.
I've never used that.
Interesting.
It's cool, yeah.
So you manipulate the colors you have.
Close to the final color palette. Like, as you can see right now, it's really grayish. There's no strong colors and stuff like that. And once I turn this selective color layer, it's actually bumps some color, and that's why this is the final stage to correct some colors, like add some contrasts. So this is that. In this way, I'm checking if everything is alright with the picture, is close to the final, or is it really final? So.
And then, so how would you apply like these color tweaks to if you would go back to your other work? How would you apply that? Or is it just something that you would sort of keep in mind? It's like a little test, like a little finalizing test or something.
I mean,
Your
these
cat's
layers
really
are,
hungry.
yeah, yeah. I mean, these layers are actually in this main file. Supposed to be in main file. I just wanted to show you how, because
Ah,
it
okay. All
will
right,
be
I see.
grouped on the FX layers.
Yeah, sure, sure.
So yeah, I'm merging all the layers and decreasing the size and checking if everything is all right, if
Mm-hmm.
the final, or but it's far away to final, I think.
Do you sometimes then, for example, do a paint over on your own work,
Yeah. It's a
like a
kind of
quick rough over?
it's really good way to analyze yourself. And I do some old paintings, overpainting of old paintings, but not on the new ones because you have um, not that you have like short amount of time between these works. You have like created the work like 2 months ago, and you try to do an overpaint. So you probably fix some lining problems. Some probably you add some brush strokes, but it will not lead you to anywhere. But if you do some overpaint to your old work, you will probably starting to noticing some of the things that you wasn't you you was not
Aware
aware of.
of, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true. It's important to step back sometimes, or go away from the work for a bit
yeah.
as well. Okay, here's a question. I'm not sure if this is something for you, but we'll try anyway. Would you say it is possible to be a concept artist as well as a 3D lighting, rendering, and compositing artist?
Um,
I think this question is more towards himself than towards you.
yeah, exactly. It's hard to say, really. And for me, doing a concept art and illustrations is actually the same, like doing promotional illustrations or stuff like that. It's actually for me, it's still paintings, like doing some drawings and stuff like that. So doing a concept art, you're just focusing on a different topic, like you need to do some concepts of the dwarf armors. So you're focusing on the armor, not doing like really cool fancy background, but it's still the same. But doing a 3D or rendering and doing concept art is actually kind of a different thing because I don't know how about the 3D, because if someone is really efficient in 3D and can create a concept really fast, it can work like a normal concept art. But if lazy and you do everything slow, you probably have to do a sketch and go back to basics, create normal painting. So the 3D is actually more like a finishing stage, not and in the concept art is actually about the building phase.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. Next question. Do you have any dreams or goals for the future, or things that you have yet to achieve? So maybe tell us what are your plans for the future? What would you like to still do, or where would you like to be in, say, 5 or 10 years?
Yeah, it's hard to say. I would really want to be better in this stuff what I'm doing right now, like illustrations, concept arts. I don't know about the different techniques like 3D or different stuff. I don't know what the future is. I don't know about the clients. I really want to create some concepts or fantasy illustrations in specific fantasy world, like a Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. These are
Okay.
really my topics, and that's my dream because. But it's too late because
Oh,
I
it's not too
think
late. You can still, you know, maybe they'll milk it some more with another trilogy. I don't
maybe.
know based on which book, but yeah.
I just want to be better in stuff what I'm doing right now.
Mm.
Um, yeah, that's all I think. I don't have any specific dreams about the working in the industry, like specific client. I don't know. Really hard to say.
Yeah, it sounds like you just love what you're doing, so you're probably pretty
Yeah,
happy
yeah,
with where you
exactly.
are, right? Yeah. Sometimes you have to be content with what you have and not stress out too much about what you don't have. And if you actually can make money for drawing, you should be pretty happy because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
pretty rare. Yeah. Okay. Here's another question. Do you play any video games, and how do you think it may affect your work or that of others?
Yeah, I play video games. I like to play in a fantasy games or RPGs, something like this. But I usually play in Battlefield 3, 4. It's just games which are really short. You can stop thinking about the commissions and all that stuff. You're just focusing on the one single match, and that's all. But in terms of you know fantasy games like RPGs or different type of games, it's really affect the way of perception, the way of you thinking about the game art and stuff like that, because you have game developers has different approach to the new titles, like there are new titles which are really inspired like Witcher 3, and you can, after playing the game, you have so much emotions, you have so much energy to create new art. So, and the same thing is about movies. So when I was watching the Hobbit, first part of the Hobbit, was so much um, loaded up with the energy, and I was so inspired about the movie, the colors, the all that stuff. It's, it's I
Did you
think
do any
that
fan art?
yeah, I did a fan art with
Yeah.
dragon,
Oh, cool.
really dark image, but yeah, it will be in a Hobbit DVD set of making of. This image will be in the background of all these guys talking about how they made the film. It will be on the background. So the fan art was actually really good idea.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, is your dragon in the DVD of The Hobbit?
Yeah, it will be released in late November, I think. It will be
Awesome, because I also have a dragon in there.
really
Yeah,
cool.
because they reached out to a bunch of artists, but it was an illustration I'd already done in the past. I didn't do it for it has nothing to do with The Hobbit, but just
Yeah,
reached.
same as me.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we're gonna be in a book together. Awesome.
Cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, maybe if they ever do the Silmarillion or something, you can still work on a
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings themed movie. Although I don't know exactly how you would make a film out of that, because the story is like, it's really cool actually. It's a really cool book. I read it a long time ago. I love the original story of the sun and the moon. I think that originally the sun and moon are supposed to be like two trees or something,
Oh,
like a white tree and a dark tree or something, and then stuff happens, and to protect it, they become the sun and the moon. Um, yeah, there's really cool ideas in there for like fantasy stuff. Okay. Next question. When designing a character, what does the client tell you? So he's basically asking, like, what does a brief look like? Does he tell you his personality, his traits, or is he more specific about how the image should look like? How does that go?
it depends of the client actually. Sometimes I receive like really specific brief with all the details of the character, like the behavior of the character, like the specific features, like everything actually, from the pose, specific composition, I don't know, specific armor, and I just recreating or merging everything in one picture, one concept. And sometimes it's really up to you how you create an art. So it depends of the client.
I'm assuming you prefer where you have more freedom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that seems natural to me. I did a job once, and the brief was like, I don't know, 50
Sometimes,
pages or something,
sometimes it's
and
like,
literally,
yeah.
yeah. No, go ahead.
Um, yeah, sometimes it's you receive like really specific brief, and the client is actually um, liking your work, and you have like not freedom in terms of design or something, but in terms of posing or specific ideas which aren't in a wasn't in a brief, and the client is actually really how to say that he like your work, and it's the workflow is really smooth. So and in terms of brief, sometimes it's really complicated, but the client is really good, so it works for me. But I usually prefer the way of more freedom.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, me too. I mean, sometimes too much freedom can be scary as well. I mean, you have to have
Yeah.
some direction or some guidance. But yeah, one job I did was just it was so specific, down to like a tiny little picture frame in the corner, which had to have a picture of the family with his daughter, and you had to see that and it was like so small in the image that without looking at full res, you couldn't even see what the hell you were looking at.
Yeah,
But
that's
yeah,
the worst thing about the book about the briefs.
yeah. Fortunately, it doesn't really happen that much.
Yeah.
All right, let's see if there's any more questions. I think my chat stopped updating. I have to refresh this here.
Yeah, from time to time you have to do it.
Yeah, I don't know why. Okay.
YouTube.
Cinemad asks, can you please give her a face before you wrap up this session?
Oh, okay. Yeah. I
And
think
save the
that's the
file
most.
as well, in case you haven't.
Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, I think that the most important thing that I actually skip. But
Face is easy, right? Just two dots in a line.
yeah.
Yeah. Done, face.
Happy face.
So if you, like, let's say that you're doing a promotional image here and you want to get a really nice face, would you have to like scale up the image to go in really close and render, or do you go more with basic forms first before you detail, or how would you approach?
Usually I make much bigger file at the beginning, like at the sketch stage. It's about around the 5K, the longer side.
Mm.
And if the client wants it on some like posters bigger or something like this, I resize it to bigger size. But yeah, I when I do a face, I just do like a you know something like it will be looking at the final stage, not dividing it for sometimes people just dividing all the face like one line through all the face, the, the the vertical line, and they matching the eyes and stuff like that. I
Yeah.
don't do that.
You don't
I,
do that, okay.
yeah,
Just because you're confident, you know where everything
yeah. I
is.
think I think it's for me it's a waste of time at this stage because I was supposed to do this on the sketch stage.
Right. Do you have sometimes trouble when you're rendering a face because you have to go so close, and then when you zoom out, for example, that the
Yeah,
face doesn't work?
yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, it's a pain in the ass. Okay. Okay, here's another question. What was your milestone in painting? I mean, the decision or situation that changed everything. So the question is like, was there a moment or was there something that you can remember specifically that happened or that you understood that just made you jump forward in your skill, like hugely?
I think it was entering in the digital art, like in the digital world, because earlier I was just doing it just for my hobby, just for my passion, And when I was doing it digitally, I was starting to noticing that it's actually way of living. And when I was starting to earning some money, there was like really the point where I was, approaching to the art differently. Start thinking about be better, not just to be better, like cooler image, but be better in terms of client, of you know, um, working in a specific industry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's another question. This one is to you, Wojtek.
Okay, there you go.
Do you think that Level Up will be hosting a full workshop in the future?
Why is it this question directed to me then?
Because you're the only Level Up guy I can ask. If I ask myself, it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, that may be
So
right.
I'm asking you.
Okay, and I'm asking you.
and I'm asking you.
There you go. I think Level Up quests. This is what will be happening sooner than later. And for the workshop,
the quest is the workshop, basically.
The quest is the workshop, multiple editions probably. Yeah. That's what we'll be aiming for. We will try to figure out ways to channel this kind of a mindset out in a different way, but I don't think workshop will be such a thing, because basically workshop logistics, such a big commitment financially. You have to be at this like specific place probably for an entire year just to be able to figure these things out before, for example, 500 people will come and see this place. But yeah, I don't think that the workshop will be the way. We may find even more exciting ways to interact with the community and to make some live things that will happen. But I don't think it will be a regular workshop. It may be something even, I don't know if there's anything better than it, but I think we may come up with something.
Yeah, we're just trying to approach things differently, and why should we do a traditional workshop? There's other workshops where, we're enthusiasts.
I love what Trojan is doing. I love the industry workshops, the new events in London. I mean, these are doing great, just great. And seeing all the images online from these two was just so painful because it looked so good. So I guess we don't want to compete with that. It's just awesome. We'll support it any way we can. But still, we are a free community, so we will find ways for people to join certain events and not to pay for them. So this is one of our goals, to stay free and to stay open source, let's say.
Yeah.
And if there will be any events like that or whatsoever, we'll find a clever way to deliver it to you for free. So I think that's the circle.
Yeah, because organizing this kind of stuff is really not an option for us. I saw how much time Levy put into the London workshop from this year, and it was pretty much half a year or more intense, planning and taking care of it. So it's really, really time consuming, and we can't really do it that way. That's why we want to do it differently, like through the quest and stuff, where we can just sort of do it in a casual way, like we do in the Hangouts, but then in real life. It would be something more like this, so we can keep it free, like Wojtek just explained.
Yeah.
So that's your answer there. Okay, here's another question from Adam Groves. Seeing as you have a lot of experience enabling fast rendering to aspects of your work, how do you find new ways to push yourself into those uncomfortable areas and new diversions?
Yeah, that's the interesting one. It's still the one answer with, like I said before, with the analyzing people's work. I find sometimes I find really cool solutions that can push my work in a different level, like in terms of speed and in terms of quality. So yeah, analyzing is actually the most important stuff in that terms. So.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely mentioned it correctly that you have a lot of experience in this fast running. I mean, I'm just looking at the image now, and it's incredible how quickly you're able to show these different materials, like the leather, the other fabrics.
Yeah, it's still 2 hours. It's really hard to paint everything.
Yeah, of course.
I'd like to, but this is actually the most painful way, and the stage where from the simple line art, where it's actually the most important thing in creating this kind of image, because you have to paint a proper character with proper proportions and all the shapes, like trees and compositions and value. Because let's say we have all of this right now at some point, and the last stage at the detailing stuff, polishing everything, is actually let's say the easiest one for me, because you're just focusing on the details, on materials, creating highlights and stuff like that. So for me, it's actually the easiest part when you just finishing the picture, because you can use some photos, you can use some particular brushes, which are structure brushes, and in my opinion, that's why I wanted to show you guys the first step.
Yeah, because that's the toughest, right? It's the big decisions that you have to make that will dictate.
Yeah, now on, I will be creating some additional. Right now, I will be creating an additional lighting, because there was like some sort of ambient light, and right now it will be like some sort of a sunset or something, and after that I will be adding some details, and probably if this would be client work, I would add some textures maybe because of the deadline. Right now I'm making it really smoothly, but remember that you have to divide it, all the process for the stages, like from the line art, which I send to the client, and I receive some revisions, feedbacks, and tweaks and all that stuff. And that actually is the whole image process of creating a whole image is actually much longer, because of the feedbacks, because of corrections and all that stuff. So that's why I think that.
So has your workflow affected, or no? Let me put it this way: has your working with clients affected your workflow? Because it's almost like the way that you work is perfect for also showing different steps to the client to get feedback.
Yeah, this is why the way I work right now is actually pretty much defined by the client, because it's sort of matched to this kind of workflow because of client. Like I draw a line art, sent to the client, then I receive some revisions, because clients see all the characters, position, like I mean pose and design, and all the composition. And if he wants to correct something, I have the easiest way to correct. Like line art is I think that this is the easiest way to correct something at this stage of the line art. And then I applied some value, some shapes and stuff like that, and the composition and character is actually accepted by the client, but overall image needs to be colored, and it's these are the three main phases, like line art with value, color composition, and the final stage. These are the three steps that I use actually in my workflow.
And so when you do personal work, do you work exactly the same, or is it different?
Yeah, sometimes personal works are experiments, so
more messy.
Are actually created like fully in black and white, and then colored, and because that was just like large sketch, and you know, I decided to finish this up, and you know.
Right.
But usually I work this way.
Okay. There's another question from Red Ginger. Can you tell us what the most difficult artwork was that you've ever done or ever had to do?
Most difficult. I had these commissions a really long time ago where I had to picture the Bible scenes. Like there was like some sort of idea for an image where there was like 40 thrones, and in the middle of the circle of these thrones there was some 3 animals, and on one animal there was like 40 eyes, and you know that was really difficult. It was, I don't know why I was doing it. Really a long time ago, so that was my the most difficult piece of work.
Yeah, I guess it gets easier as you become more professional because you get to pick the work, so you just pick the fun stuff or the easy stuff, right? And if it's out of your comfort zone, you can just like, oh, nah, never mind.
Sure.
I'm not saying that's good or anything. It's just, you know, it
Comfortable.
happens. Yeah, it's comfortable, exactly. Comfort is important, I think.
Yeah, as well, from time to time, being comfortable, not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we are getting close to the timeout, and Grzegorz, if you could tell us what would be your next steps, because I'm really curious, what would you do if we would have like additional 2 hours or something? Just in the brief description, I don't know if you are planning to finish the image. Yeah, that VFX layer and something, right?
Well, I would add some sort of this kind of effects, like this gloomy atmosphere,
Sunbeams.
like this.
Or sunbeams.
Sunbeams. Yeah, sunbeam.
Fuck yeah.
I would add some differences in value.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So you're comfortable to make big changes in lighting at the end because you already know where you can place them, or
Do you think these are changes? I don't think these are changes. These are just
No,
additions. Additional light sources.
let's say that you would put, you know, extra because you put some light spots on the ground, like you would put extra light spots. These are bright areas, so they can affect the way that the lighting looks, if you know what I mean.
I mean, like Grzegorz went from overcast basically to directional, and I think that was consequent to add like light pattern on the trees and then on the ground. I don't know, looked kind of like not overcomplicating things or something.
Yeah.
I really dig that selective color approach.
Yeah. Yeah, I will try that as well. It's interesting. Sometimes something in Photoshop is just there, but you never look at it.
I mean, I used it before, but not in the same way. So even though you may have used something, there's always the other way to do it. Yeah, and foreground, right? Yeah. Awesome. Do you think you will push this image further?
Yeah, I guess I will try to be as close as possible to the final effect.
Awesome.
In about, I don't know, 10 minutes. In terms of all image, because I guess the character is pretty rough right now, and
yeah. But I just meant, will you finish it like after the session, or do you plan to do it, or you won't have time, or?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I will finish it. We'll see.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah, so be sure to share, or feel free to share whatever steps you would like to give our viewers. If you finish it, or if you make some changes to it, or whatever, feel free to post it in the group or whatever, so that people can check it out. some depth of field there.
I think we are missing the question though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So Grzegorz, would you rather be Godzilla or a billionaire?
I would rather be a Godzilla.
Why is that?
I don't know. I think it's far more interesting than being, lazy rich guy.
You wouldn't have to be lazy, you know. Maybe Godzilla is lazy.
My image of the billionaire.
Yeah, he's fat. He's definitely lazy.
All right.
Swimming all day. There's a little round of applause for Godzilla. We haven't had Godzilla as an answer in a long time. Everyone's so focused on money these days. Just,
right. Sometimes crushing things is much more fun than buying them.
Yeah. All right, guys. So I think we'll be wrapping up soon, because we're 2 hours and a bit in. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Grzegorz, if you will have any additional, if you will finish this image, feel free to post it on the Level Up. We will make sure to post it on the group as well. It looks great. Thank you very much. I mean,
thank you for those sunbeams in the end.
Yes.
It's like the finish that we need, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so it looks awesome. I really dig your approach. It's really structural. That's what I like about that approach, is that they're understandable in terms of that. So thank you. Guys, if you want to check out more of Grzegorz art, feel free to follow him on DeviantArt. I have posted his DeviantArt account to our event page. Feel free to follow his art page on Facebook. So
and pray for him also, because he's Polish. So.
Always, you will always remember my one sentence.
Pray for our artists.
Okay, that's so bad. I think it will stay for as long as Sunbeams will. So that's bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so stay tuned for more info about our next guest. Big thank you, big thanks to Grzegorz for art today.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it was really cool to see your process.
Yeah, awesome.
You got a lot of stuff done, which is also awesome. So thanks for that.
Yeah,
great.
Thank you.
It was really refreshing to see some illustrative stuff, since we didn't have that much plain illustration lately. A lot of concept art, really.
Yeah, we try to mix it up a bit, but it's hard sometimes.
Exactly. Right. Subscribe to Level Up. Go to our website to check out what it's all about, and see you guys next week.
Yep. Bye, guys. See ya.